Can't be arsed to figure it all out? We'll break it down. Welcome to Parsed. There's a part of the internet you've definitely heard about. Maybe you've seen it in a film. Maybe someone brought it up at a party, and everyone went quiet. Maybe you've wondered about it your moments alone. The dark web. What actually is it? Is it real? Is it dangerous? Can anyone access it? By the end of this video, you'll know exactly how it works, who actually uses it, what's really on it, and most importantly, why the dark web isn't actually your biggest privacy problem. The phone sitting in your pocket right now is. We'll get to that in due course. The answer to all of those questions is far more interesting and far less dramatic than most people think. Let's get into it. First, let's kill a myth. The dark web and the deep web are not the same thing. Most people use these interchangeably. They're completely wrong. Think of the internet as an ocean. The surface web is everything Google can find. YouTube, news sites, this video, everything indexed, searchable, public. It sounds enormous, but by most estimates, it's only about 4% of the entire internet. 4%. The deep web is everything Google can't find. Your emails, your bank account, medical records, Netflix's internal servers, academic databases, private company intranets. This is the vast majority of the internet, and you use it every single day without thinking about it. Completely normal, completely legal, genuinely boring. And then there's the dark web, a tiny sliver of the deep web that requires specific software to access. Not a different internet, just a different way of accessing one. That distinction matters. Here's the part that genuinely surprises people. The dark web wasn't built by hackers. It wasn't built by criminals. It was built by the United States Navy. In the mid-1990s, the U.S. Naval Research Laboratory had a serious problem. The internet was new, growing fast, and completely transparent. Every packet of data carried metadata, where it came from, where it was going, and when it was sent. For intelligence agencies running covert operations in hostile countries, this was catastrophic. A CIA officer in Beijing accessing American servers? Traceable. A source in Moscow communicating with handlers in Washington? Traceable. Every digital communication, leaving a footprint. So they built something called onion routing, a way of encrypting internet traffic in multiple layers, like an onion, so that nobody could trace where the data was coming from, or going to. Then, in 2002, they did something counterintuitive. They released it to the public. The reasoning was elegant. If only government agents used anonymous routing software, then anyone using it was obviously a government agent. The anonymity only worked if everyone used it. Criminals, journalists, activists, curious teenagers, everyone. A crowd provides cover. A crowd of just spies provides none. So they gave it away. And in doing so, they created the infrastructure for everything that followed: the good, the bad, and the ugly. That technology became Tor, the onion router, free, open source, and still the main way people access the dark web today. Here's something most people don't know. Tor is still partially funded by the US government. The State Department funds it because they want activists and journalists in authoritarian countries to communicate freely. The same government simultaneously funds Tor and tries to crack it. That tension has never been resolved. So, how does it actually work? When you use a normal browser, your request goes directly from your device to the website. Simple, fast, completely traceable. Your internet provider can see it. The website can see it. Anyone monitoring the network can see it. Tor works differently. Your data gets encrypted in 3 layers and bounces through 3 volunteer-run servers around the world, called nodes. Each node decrypts one layer and learns only where to send the data next. Nobody in the chain knows both where it came from and where it's going. By the time your request reaches its destination, the trail is completely cold. The websites on the dark web use .onion addresses instead of .com or .org. Type 1 into Chrome and nothing happens. It's like trying to tune into a radio frequency. Your device isn't built to receive. Now, the part everyone really wants to know. What's actually on it? The honest answer will disappoint you slightly. The vast majority of dark web content is genuinely mundane. Forums, whistleblower platforms, and the like. The New York Times, The Guardian, and the BBC all operate official dark web addresses, specifically for sources who need to submit sensitive information without being traced. Privacy-focused email, academic databases, chat rooms, people being weird in peace. And then there's the 5% everyone talks about. The most famous dark web marketplace was the Silk Road. In 2011, a 26-year-old libertarian idealist named Ross Ulbricht launched what he called a free market outside government control, where consenting adults could buy and sell anything. Within 2 years, it was processing $1.2 billion in transactions, primarily drugs, but also counterfeit documents, hacking services, and stolen financial data. At its peak, 13,000 listings and $400,000 in daily sales. The FBI brought it down in 2013. And here's the detail that nobody forgets once they hear it. It wasn't brought down through sophisticated crypto tracing or network infiltration. Ulbricht made a series of completely mundane mistakes. He used his real Gmail address in an early forum post. He asked questions on Stack Overflow under his real name about coding problems directly related to Silk Road's infrastructure, and he was arrested in a San Francisco public library. The FBI waited until he was logged into his laptop as an administrator so they could seize it before he could encrypt or delete anything. A billion-dollar criminal enterprise brought down by a Gmail account and a library. Ulbricht was sentenced to 2 life terms. He served over 11 years before being granted a full pardon by President Trump in January 2025, a decision that reignited global debate about sentencing for non-violent online crimes. The FBI assumed taking down Silk Road would damage the dark web drug trade. It did the opposite. Silk Road 2.0 launched within weeks, run by former Silk Road moderators. The pattern has repeated endlessly ever since. Every major takedown, followed by fragmentation and rebuilding. The dark web drug trade today is larger than it was when Silk Road was at its peak. Now, here's the thing nobody talks about. All of this, the dark web, the criminal marketplaces, the stolen data, is actually the least of your privacy problems. While you've been worried about the dark web, something far more invasive has been happening to you. On the regular internet. Every single day. And with your full permission. Google knows your age, income bracket, relationship status, political leanings, health concerns, financial situation, and purchasing intentions. With a degree of accuracy that would frighten most people if they saw it written down. Gmail scans every email you send and receive. Not a human reading them, but algorithms, extracting data points, keywords, topics, relationships, purchase confirmations, travel plans, medical concerns. Google Maps tracks everywhere you go and stores your location history in a timeline going back years. Your smartphone is the most sophisticated surveillance device ever created. And you paid for it, carry it everywhere, and sleep next to it. There is an entire industry, largely invisible to the public, whose sole business is collecting, aggregating, and selling your personal data. Companies like Axiom, LexisNexis, and Experian maintain profiles on virtually every adult in the developed world. This data is sold to insurance companies, employers, law enforcement, political campaigns, and advertisers. The dark web sells stolen data. The data broker industry sells it legally. The scale of the legal trade dwarfs the illegal one. That's what this is really about. The dark web didn't create internet surveillance. It was built as a response to it. And the surveillance it was responding to? That's happening to you. Right now, on the regular internet, every single day. Now you know how it works, and now you know what to actually think about. If you want to go deeper, there's a full guide in the description. 55 pages, giving you the complete story of the dark web, how Tor works, what's actually on it, and a 30-minute privacy audit you can do today to actually protect yourself. It's called The Dark Web and Internet Privacy, the Parsed Guide. Link below. Can't be arsed to figure it all out? We'll break it down. See you next week.